The hyenas began to chase Simba. They stopped when they came to thorny bush. Simba, without thinking, jumped into the bush. Simba was not a coward. Hyenas were. They were afraid to jump. "And don't come back, or you're dead," said the three hyenas. Scar, assured that Simba was dead, came to Pride Rock and said, "Mufasa died like a hero," pretendingly said Scar. "He gave his life to save his son. Sadly, they both died." Sarabi, Nala, and other lionesses were very sad. Clever Scar came to Mufasa's throne and said to other lionesses, "These heavy hearts I have to take on this throne. From now on, I am your king." Rafiki was looking at everything, and he moved his head to the left and right. Harmed from the fight of hyenas, Simba was moving very slowly in the desert, barely moving. The hot sun made him really tired, and the big birds had waited for him, and they thought that he was a nice little thing to eat. He wasn't any more strong to continue his path, so he laid on the ground and lost everything. But Simba was found by two other animals, Timon the meerkat and Pumbaa, the big fat friendly warthog. They felt sorry for the poor cub, and they brought him with them. And they asked him where he was from. Simba explained to them everything. Timon and Pumbaa learned Simba to eat many types of insect, and Timon's psychology, Hakuna Matata, which meant no worries. Time was passing and Simba was growing into a big lion. He was having fun with Timon and Pumbaa. One day, they were both watching the stars in the sky. Simba said, "Someone once told me that the great kings of the past, from up there, look on us." "Who could have put in your head with those lies?" said Timon. And then Simba got a reminder of his father. One day, Timon and Pumbaa were attacked by a lioness. Simba wanted to help his friends, so he jumped onto the hungry lioness. In that moment, they both recognized each other. "Simba?" said Nala. "Nala?" said Simba. "I thought you were dead." And that's how the friends reunited. Simba introduced Nala to Timon and Pumbaa. "What's going on out here?" Timon was asking. Nala said, he is our true king. He is alive and he has to be our true king." "King? But what are you talking about?" said Timon and Pumbaa. Nala told the story about the crisis of the Pride Lands. The hyenas were everywhere and animals were starving. But Simba did not want to return, because in heart he didn't feel worthy, or at least he felt like that. That night, Simba was looking at the stars. He didn't care about anything. He was like, "I'm not going back there. I can't change the past." In that moment, Rafiki came towards Simba. "Who are you?" said Simba confusedly. "The question is, who are you?" said Rafiki. Then Rafiki took Simba to a lake and showed him, "Look, your father lives in you." Then Simba heard a familiar voice. He turned his head up to the sky and saw his father. His father Mufasa told him, "You are much more than you think. You have to go back to the Pride Lands and take your place as the king. You are my son and the only true king. Don't forget that." Mufasa then vanished, and Simba was left alone and was thinking. Then he decided to go back and take his place as the true king. He returned to Pride Lands, but what he saw was much more, or not what he expected. There were bones everywhere, and there was no grass. Scar was leading the lionesses to go for the food that wasn't there anymore. Sarabi came to him and told him there was no way there was going to be a chance of finding the food, and Scar angrily smacked her. Simba came to Pride Rock and let out a giant roar. "Mufasa? No, you're dead," said Scar. Sarabi, thinking that it was Mufasa, said, "Simba, you're alive." Scar realized that who was standing in front of him. He quickly called his helpers, the hyenas. Simba wanted to take back his throne, but Scar also wanted to protect it. And the fight between Scar and Simba began. Simba then came to the top of the Pride Rock. Almost. And Scar put him down. Simba was standing on the cliff and couldn't put himself up to get anymore. Scar looked at him and said, "Now this looks familiar. Where did I see this before?" "Oh, yes, I remember. This is exactly how your father looked at me before I dropped him into his death." Simba angrily jumped on Scar, and the fight began. Scar called his helpers hyenas to help him, and Nala bravely led other lionesses against the hyenas and to protect their true king. On the sky, there were a lot of clouds and lightnings. Simba chased Scar to the top of Pride Rock. Scar was like, "Simba, please have mercy." "Mercy?" said Simba. "You don't deserve to live." "But Simba, I am family," said Scar. "It's the hyenas who are the true enemies. It was their fault. It was their idea. Why should I believe you?" "Everything you ever told me was a lie," said Simba. He told Scar to run away and never return. But after that, Scar attacked him. But when Scar wanted to jump on him, Simba used Nala's trick flip to send him flying over to the hungry hyenas below. The rain started to come, and Simba gave a huge roar. By that, everything was the same as before. In Pride Lands there was grass, and the animals ate again. So Scar's evil reign ended, and Simba took his place as king. His queen was his best friend, Nala. One day, the old Rafiki came again, and he lifted up the future king of Simba, the newcomer, and he will come to the great circle of life which never ends.